Palantir, I've got some great news for you today. Ticker symbol PLTR. We've always said we like this company. However, Alex Karp has become a cheerleader and got people to pay 700 times earnings, one of the highest overpaid stocks in New York Stock Exchange history. You have to remember, if I was selling you a can of Coke for $700, would you buy it off me? Well, I'd be glad to sell it to you, but would you buy it off me when it's only worth $1? Well, it's a similar story here. We like it, but it's rock and roll and sexy, and retail investors get carried away and buy the future price, and they look at it because they can just buy $89 of it, and they think it's cheap. They don't understand how many shares there are, work out what the business earns, and do a calculation. But I do have some good news. Recently, the stock has come down from $126, $130, and however, before I read you the news, you need to be aware, though, this news is good. It is good news. It's very, very bullish for the stock, why it's up today. However, people that say they love the stock are the same ones that buy it and then dump it 5 minutes later. There's no real commitment. I believe in owning a business and letting it work for you. That's why I'm 100% in the S&P. I never sell. I always buy on macro dips. I've now got $300,000. Never done an option, never done a short, only own the S&P, and I started with just $5,000 with no income for the first 2 years of my show, and that's over a 3.5 year period. I think I've done pretty well. Okay, let me share you the news on Palantir. Tap the like button if you like this news. We provide the most honest, real live news. We go live up to 12 hours a day, sometimes 15 hours during earnings season. We're just winding that down. We do reviews. We have members-only live streams, many, many perks that you get. And I try to provide the best, most honest, most impartial news to provide you the best information. I don't take sponsorship from any crypto project. In fact, sponsorship from anyone other than my viewers. Just my members. That's it. I never have, never will. And my membership policy and my membership price never goes up. In fact, it goes down because inflation goes up and it stays the same. Palantir could see more deals, IT dollars from Washington. This is very, very bullish. Very good news indeed. This is just out, by the way. If you want my software, this is Alpha Spread Pro. Without this, you wouldn't know about this. You're chasing the news later. This is why we always get the news before anyone else, and we're already making videos before anyone else even knows about it. So there is my Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread. You can get both of these for free trials, free programs, discounts. Without those referrals, you simply can't. They're in the chat now. They're also below the video, and I'll link above my head as well and in the comments afterwards. After doing channel checks inside Washington, D.C., Wedbush Security has added confidence with Palantir Technologies, could win additional deals and see an increase in federal spending. Based on our conversations, there is a growing view in the 202 area code that the efficiency focus on DOGE initiatives could be a major coup for the likes of Palantir. Now, let's understand what we're actually saying there. DOGE, the Department of Government Initiatives, a saving, basically efficiency. Elon Musk is heading that, but not legally responsible for it. Heading to save the country money, the federal government money, you, the taxpayer money, which is great, making the country more efficient and paying its debts off, possibly with XRP. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. Link at the end and above my head and down below in the description. Wait for that one. But what we've got here is that the government are focusing on saving money. So at the forefront of that is Palantir. No doubt about it. Palantir are the way forward when it comes to efficiency and saving money. So you can see why the government would invest in them and provide them business, a good American company that supports them in their wars and everything else and saves them money. You can see that. Makes perfect sense. Dan Ives wrote in a note to clients, in turn, we believe Palantir can actually gain more deals and IT budget dollars across various government agencies and ultimately further entrench Palantir in the FY25 and FY26 federal budget cycle. I totally agree, and people love when you get government contracts. Palantir's shares have dropped by nearly a third over the past 2 weeks after a memo from Defense Secretary called for an 8% annual cut to defense spending over the next 5 years. That was part of it, but it was also the fact that Alex Karp started to dump his shares when he already was, I was telling everybody about it, for months, and people go, no, he's not sold any shares. Well, I showed you on the screen he had. I'm not going to do that now. There are not many videos where I've shown you the actual trades of Alex and the team selling their shares. So they are selling shares, they have been selling shares, and there's more to sell. They knew that this was coming because it all came, the announcement came at the same time of the recent selling. So yes, this has happened. So the stock has sold off. Is it now an opportunity to buy? I don't think it is. It's still too expensive because people buy this and they dump it. If they bought it and held it and there was no action going on, I would have belief in the valuation. Perhaps I'd still want to value it again, but people just tell me it's great, and then they just sell it 5 minutes later. Well, you don't see me ever dumping my S&P or anyone telling me to hold it or buy it, but you see lots of people telling you to buy Palantir until they decide to sell it. We also believe Palantir is attached to many programs, contracts in the DoD that are safe and are not at risk of getting cut in this new spending climate. Given their high priority, the analysts who maintain their outperform rating and 120 price target on Palantir added. So $120 for someone who's very bullish. The stock went to 126. So you've got to consider that. If it goes to 126 and then sells back off again, is there room to buy it? I wouldn't buy it at 89, hoping it goes to 126, once again becoming 700 times earnings. That, to me, is gambling. That isn't a good investment. I want to buy it. I'd like to own it, and I do own it through the S&P because it entered the S&P recently. But I wouldn't want to overpay, because if you overpay, as Warren Buffett famously said, buying great businesses is not enough. You've got to buy great businesses under value. I mean, it's kind of common sense, really, right? Anyway, the forward PE has come down. This is important, but it's still 152 times earnings. And let's remind ourselves, the forward PE of the S&P 500 is around about 20 at the moment. And that is regarded as expensive. And that is the benchmark which everyone measures against. 152 PE. Now, you heard me mention earlier 700. Well, it's dropped since then, but that is the lagging indicator. The forward PE is on progress it should get. The PE ratio at the moment is 450. So yes, it's down from 700. It's better than it was. So it's more affordable than it was, but the stock has lost, in my opinion, integrity. Because the moment those that tell you to buy it, sell it, you just can't buy this anymore. It's a tradable stock, not an investable stock. Institutions can't or shouldn't want to buy this because you want to buy and hold. If you're trading this, fine, up and down like a flipping yo-yo. Pay 20% tax every time you do it, and then try and chase it back in again. It doesn't make sense. That's not how I've got from $5,000 to 300,000 by chasing stock. In fact, chasing stock cost me 30 grand at the beginning of my journey. Anyway, there's Palantir update for you. There's some good news here, but I think you have to just bearing in mind you shouldn't be running out the door and buying it as fast as you can. Because if we look at Seeking Alpha analysts, which I don't give any weight to because they're paid to say it, Wall Street more so, and Quant even more so, all saying a hold. No one's saying a buy. No one's saying buy, even at this level. No, it doesn't make sense. An investor would not buy this. A gambler might, because maybe you catch momentum, but it doesn't really make any sense. All right, I've got some more videos coming up. I've got some information on Intel and Nvidia. You might be interested in that coming up next. Also, the tariffs, and then finally XRP. There's 4 videos in a row here. They'll all link together. I'm making this during a live stream. My live viewers and members are watching me make all these, so they're lucky they get to see it before it comes out. Mind you, there's no links when I go click above my head. Down below here, they're going, what's that? They don't see it, but you will when you watch it later. Here is the next one in the series, and this is my Intel and Nvidia. And then down here, I shall put the one that comes after that, which will be, what will it be? Oh yeah, all about the tariffs. The one to do with XRP, I'll have to put that down there in the description. All right, and pinned to the comments. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.